Greetings out there in YouTube land. This is Morris Man, and as always, I thank you guys for coming to my channel. And today, I just want to briefly talk about the great loss in the bass community. For those who don't know, and I'm sure most of you guys know now, that Louis Johnson, one of the half of the brothers Johnson, passed away. I believe it was this week at the age of 60. And what really saddens me about that is we lost a lot of great people within like the last couple of weeks. B.B. King, Louis Johnson, Mel Waters. I think he had a big hit, blues hit called Hole in the Wall. But what really angers me or saddens me about the Louis Johnson passing is when B.B. King passed away, it was on the news, newspapers, local, national. I got a text from, I believe, old school Funk Larry, informing me that Louis Johnson passed away. And I looked for it on the news, didn't see it, looked for it in the newspapers. So it's like he was just a unforgotten or forgotten hero or legend because, you know, what was so unique about Louis Johnson? But let me say this first. People always ask me, you know, because I play guitar and bass too, you know, who are your influences as far as your guitar? Hands down, Nile Rodgers. And for those, you know, who don't know, because I don't think I've ever answered this question because nobody ever asked me as far as who is your favorite bass influence. And it was definitely Louis Johnson. When I first heard Louis Johnson on the Brothers Johnson's albums, it just blew me away. I'm like, I got to play bass. And actually, I was a bass player long before I became a guitar player. Only reason why I don't play bass as much as I play guitar because physically it's just always been rough on the hands, you know. Back in that day when I was doing a lot of thumping, you know, after that, for days, hands are so and blistered up. So I was like, you know what, let me kind of stick with guitar and play bass when it's needed in the studio or needed within the band, confinement of the band. You know, so what made Louis Johnson very unique to me was, first of all, he put slapping on the map. Even though Larry Graham of Sly and the Family Stone invented that technique, and it showed up on Wax first time on a song called Let Me Thank You for damn, I can't even get it out. Want to thank you for being myself. But you know, when Louis kind of, you know, got to that point of becoming a bass player, he just kind of exploded or just expanded that whole technique of playing. Because I did a tribute to the Brothers Johnson, about maybe a video tribute, about maybe a year and a half ago. And I did my research, you know, before I do my covers or these tributes, I do my research. And I didn't realize that these guys were teenagers when they were professionals. You know, I became a professional player. My first gig professionally was like maybe 19 or 20. These guys were playing professionally at 16, you know. And I'm thinking back, what was I doing at 16 years old? I was delivering papers, you know. But these guys were just that well-rounded of musicians at that stage of their life that Quincy Jones took them on tour. And Quincy Jones was very impressed with them because, you know, when you get tapped on the shoulder by Quincy Jones, you're something special. And Quincy Jones seen this talent in these two young guys at an early age and scooped them up. And for like the next 4 or 5 albums, every Quincy Jones song had a composition written by Louis and George Johnson. You know, that's just how great of songwriters they were, as well as musicians. You know, so you know, we're gonna miss him. And what was again very unique and special about Louis Johnson, a lot of people didn't realize this because I didn't until I seen the interview that he gave. Majority of the songs back in that era, like Slide, and Firecracker, all of those songs were done in the key of E. And the reason why, because hit that open string, and that kind of starts the rest of the pattern. But Louis Johnson did something very unique. He was able to slap technique in different keys. And the way he was able to do that was he would use, you know, the thumb as a capo. And, you know, he'd be thumping here in A, he'd be thumping here in G or G or A. So that was pretty interesting. And a lot of things that he did that kind of went unnoticed because he was the bass player that played the famous bass line in Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. He co-wrote Get on the Floor for Michael Jackson and written some other things with Michael Jackson and for Michael Jackson. So these guys were tremendous musicians and very good songwriters. So I just want to acknowledge the passing of Louis Johnson, and we're gonna miss him. And it's just sad that I didn't see anything in print, anything on the news about this man's passing. And I look at him as the Jimi Hendrix of bass playing. To me, that was just how good Louis Johnson was, and he's going to be missed. So, till next time, take care.